Hey ratepayers, it's Eric Lippman from Utility Reform Now with yet another regulatory horror story from the Greater Minnesota gas case. When last we left our drama, GMG was involved in the discovery process, the process of answering questions that were sent to it by various government officials, including those from the Department of Commerce and also the Attorney General's office. Well, after about $250,000 worth of expenses, not only for the time and effort that government officials spent working on the case, they have to reimburse those, and its own staff cost in responding to a blizzard, a snowstorm of discovery requests about various features of its operations, and the cost of its own attorneys. So after about $250,000 worth of expenses, at long last, they finally come to the date of the hearing when they get to present their application in front of the 5 members of the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission. And Commissioner John Tuma says this.
Every rate case is its own rate case. And so we have a few decision options we work through to try to avoid turning GMG into Mr. Swanson citing it in CenterPoint or XL rate case.
So again, to recap what Commissioner Tuma said, every case is its own. It's different from every other case that's ever come before the commission. And he admonished the lawyer who was making the argument, Eric Swanson, who not only represents GMG, but lots of utilities that have business before the commission. He admonishes Mr. Swanson, I don't want you to quote me from the things that I say in this case in any other case where you might be the lawyer. Now, with regret, that's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's crazy. And before I get to that, I should probably make a note. John Tuma is a lovely guy. He's a warm, friendly, decent, kind guy. We served together in the Minnesota House of Representatives. Of the desks that are on the House floor, he sat 2 chairs away from my desk. I know him well for about 30 years. Lovely guy. This is nothing about him as a person. But what he said there and what he's doing there is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. The Minnesota Public Utilities Commission has been in the rate-making business or rate regulation business for over 50 years. In any other enterprise on the planet, 50 years worth of experience would have allowed you to understand things about the process so as to make the process more efficient and more affordable. Commissioner Tuma himself has served on the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission, reviewing a lot of rate cases for over a decade. There is no reason why every case should be as if the commission were a mayfly. It was born today. It has no memory of what went in the past, no guidance from the things that we've done before. And if folks can't quote from one case to another, or they shouldn't, or it angers the commissioners if they do, well, that's crazy too, because in order for results to be predictable and for you affordable, we need to use best practices from what we've learned in the past over those 50 years. So imagine that you wanted to build a house on an undeveloped piece of land, and the builder comes to the piece of land and says, I never use architectural plans. I don't believe in how other houses have been built, and I don't use the building code. What I do is I go to Home Depot or Menards and I fill up a truck full of lumber and buy a bunch of nails. I drive out to the job site where you want the house, and I let the magic happen. Now, you'd look at that builder as if he was crazy if he said that. That's no way to build an efficient house. And also, if you're ever going to try to get a house like that up to code, assuming you did hire him, well, that's going to be an enormously expensive enterprise because the builder isn't a mayfly. Hopefully, he's built a house before. He knows how to construct one in order to be efficient with his time and resources, and in order not to overcharge his customer. In this case, the ratepayer, you're the customer, and you're being overcharged. If you don't want to be overcharged and you want to help me change this cuckoo for Cocoa Puff system, I'm hoping that you'll like, follow, and subscribe at utilityreformnow.com. utilityreformnow.com.